as someone who has knows how things are operated in a power conference, I was wondering if I get your thoughts on today's campaign launch and what that potentially means for the athletic department and specifically for basketball, and that how that money can be used to sort of arm you for your Big 12 entrance.
Well, think about the Texas teams that went to the Big 12 in 1997. So it's just operated off 20 years. So they've had 20 years of getting probably, I think this year the TV payout for each school was around $42 million. So let's just make it an even number for the sake of the point. Let's say you get 20 years of $30 million. 10 years would be $300 million. 20 years would be $600 million. So, what's the goal of Rise? What was the number?
150 million.
Okay, 150 million versus 600 million. That gives you an idea how far behind we are. We're launching a campaign, and you have to put it in perspective. Everybody's excited about the Big 12. But I don't know about the other three schools, but we're not going in there on a level playing field. 150 million is not going to level the playing field either, but it's a start, and it's a critical start. It's important. We have a lot of people excited. We need participation. There's spectators and there's participators. We don't need anybody sitting outside the fence telling us how to do it. I call that the village idiot theory. The village idiot can figure out most problems. You don't have to be very smart to do that. What we need is people that's willing to get in here and fight with us, get inside the arena and help us find solutions. Solutions is, football operations building. It's not important, it's critical. In this day and age, it's almost unfathomable to think that we're going to the Power Five without one. We moved into this beautiful basketball development center in 2016. That was 6 years ago. The teams that in the last 2 or 3 years that either have renovated, remodeled, or built new ones, it tells you how far behind we are with them. Raising money at a school like University of Houston has to be important to our fan base. We need our fan base to be engaged with us. Cougar Pride is a vehicle. That's a vehicle for you to get involved with us. We need you to understand your importance. John Gladchuck is coming here, I think, with great energy, great ideas. But fundraising and the way we fundraise has to change. Period. We can't be archaic. This is 2022. I want to know what the Big Ten schools, because all of a sudden that's our platform. We're on the same level as those schools. How are they raising money today? What is your formula? What is our formula? How has it changed? Because it needs to change. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got, right? I've been here 8 years, for instance. I'm thinking about how many times I've been out in front of our fan base and engaging in them and asking them to help us raise money. But maybe the coaches aren't important in that. We haven't been used in that area. But other schools are doing it. And so we've got to get outside our comfort zone and figure out how this thing's going to work. But I'm worried about that. I'm excited about the Big 12. That's cool. We're going to the Big 12. Okay, $150 million campaign. I think that's a start. but we need to raise $500 million, $400 million. A football operations building in 5 years is going to have to be renovated. Football and basketball at these schools, obviously I know a lot more about basketball, but Texas Tech was about 1 point away from the last 3 national champions coming from this conference we're moving into. Texas Tech could easily win the national championship. Baylor did. Kansas did. Now that's the conference win. Those are the top 3 teams in that conference. But their resources are different than our resources. We have to, and we're playing catch up, and we're going to be playing catch up for a while. So I applaud, and it's important, and it's a good undertaking. But our fan base, our donors, our alumni have to understand that these schools are $600 to $700 million ahead of us over a 25-year period. Whereas, we've been getting $3 to $5 million a year, $5 to $7 million a year, $7 to $8 million a year over the last 25 years. Those schools have been getting 30 to 40, 42 million. I think it was 42 million actually this year. So 150 million doesn't solve the problem. What it does is gets us on the road to understanding the importance of facilities that need to be addressed today. Dana's going into a league where every team is fighting for a spot in the college football playoffs. In a given year, any of them can do it because of the resources and the facilities that they have. In basketball, we've got a beautiful arena, a game day atmosphere that I'll stack up against anybody's. But it's behind the scenes. People show up on game day and make assumptions. But I don't want to be the little engine that could. I don't want that moniker put on us. That here's all these Big 12 schools, and here comes Houston. I want to stand shoulder to shoulder with these people. I don't want to start games off by thanking them for letting us be in your league. We're in this league. I expect to compete in this league, but we need the resources to give us a chance to compete. And now the facilities component, you can add the NIL component. It never ends. That's why you don't put commas by anything in athletics, whether it's competition or fundraising. I'm sorry, you don't put periods behind anything. You put commas. Okay, we raise 150 million, comma. We got to go raise another 100 million, comma. We need to raise another 100 million, comma. There's no period. You're never finished. You're always climbing the mountain, especially in this league we're going into. But I want to say this about the American Athletic Conference. The American Athletic Conference, I think, is the best thing ever happened to the University of Houston athletics. After we got shut out of going to the Big 12. I've been in this league for 8 years. Commissioner Oresco and the great people on his staff, have been a godsend for us. I've appreciated being in the American Athletic Conference. It's been an honor carrying the banner for this conference these last 5 or 6 years. So, as we head into our last year, I have deep appreciation and sincere thanks for being able to compete in this conference. But we're also excited about what's coming up in the future.